Hello everyone, and welcome back to Remote Only Hub, where I help you go remote and get unstuck. In this week's video, we're talking about more 1099 jobs where you get to make your own schedule. So let's get into it. And the first company I have for you guys today is called NextRep. So they are a staffing contact center solution for businesses. So really, it's just outsourcing their customer service department. Let's call it what it is. But what I like about this company is they're very transparent about what they offer and what your process will be like when you apply. So we're going to come right down here to see what it's like to be an agent and agent opportunities. But I just want to point out here at the bottom that these are some of the companies that they do business with or that they're outsourcing customer service for. So there's some very notable names here like Sprint, Priceline, AAA, Sweet Green, and more. And something that immediately stands out to me about NextRep is they want to give people the opportunity to represent brands they can be proud of without sacrificing everything else they love. And they say work when you want, earn what you need, and get on with your life. So they're a company that really appreciates a work-life balance. And so here they list some of the major industries that they provide customer support contractors for. And depending on which company you get paired with, you could be providing support through phone, chat, email, text, social media, or a combination of those. And as we scroll down here, I want to point out that they do have a very simple hiring process. So all you would need to do is register. After you register, they'll set up a call with you with a marketplace coordinator. It's about a 10-minute call, and then you'll immediately get matched with a client and given the next steps for getting started. So let's talk about some of the opportunities that they have available. So there's 3 different categories. So up at this opportunities tab, they have customer care, inbound sales, and outbound sales. And we're going to start out by looking at their inbound sales. So under their inbound sales, there is something important that I want to highlight. So it says their top inbound sales agents consistently earn over $20 an hour. Now I did look into this a little bit, and the $20 an hour is slightly unrealistic, and I find that the average seems to be about $15 an hour for this particular role. And so here they list some of the things that you might need in order to be successful in the role, but I find these are pretty common amongst many jobs. And so let's move on to what to expect. So they do have this tab up at the top here again, what to expect. And so this is where they'll go over the whole process, start to finish, of the hiring process, as well as they list out some of the requirements for your home office, such as a distraction-free space, high-speed, hardwired internet, a noise-canceling headset, dual monitors, and a reliable desktop or laptop computer. And down below, they list next steps. So feel free to pause here and take a look at what to expect when you apply through NextRep. But the last thing I want to mention here is that they do offer a training incentive of roughly $300 if you complete the training. So let's move on to our next role. The next opportunity I have for you guys today is through Aira. So they are a platform for those who are blind or have low vision, and their mission is to remove barriers and make the world more accessible with visual interpreting. And they say whatever the reason, whatever the need, we provide access to visual information anytime, anywhere. And so they do this by employing Aira agents who can be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide assistance to these individuals. So they do explain a little bit about it here. It says using the camera and an app on your smartphone, a trained agent will assist by visually interpreting your surroundings, from describing to reading, from explaining to navigating, just about anything safely and securely. And it's not just individuals that use Aira, it's also businesses, retailers, restaurants, airports, transit systems, universities, employers, and more. So we're going to hop right over to this link here, join our team, become an Aira agent. And we'll just scroll on down. They believe in making a positive impact on the world around us. Their agents will are well trained and undergo a rigorous training program of self-directed online study and live sessions with experienced agents and explorer trainers. And they say, we believe that access to visual information is a right rather than a privilege. So let's click on the apply now to become an agent. So again, it says up here, we operate 24/7, 365 days a year in 3 languages worldwide and provide service wherever there is internet connection. Using the camera on their smartphone and the Aira app, a professionally trained visual interpreter and Aira agent will assist by visually interpreting what is in the camera's view or on screen. They say that by joining this organization, you will have a major impact on the lives of the millions of people worldwide who are blind or have low vision. You'll be answering live video calls real time, but please note that you will not be on camera during these live video calls. You will only be viewing the live video from the client and helping to interpret for them. So in the responsibilities, it says that you will clearly and accurately present on-demand visual information to blind and low vision customers, maintain strict data privacy standards and confidentiality, anticipate the client's need and provide exceptional customer service, and develop and maintain effective working relationships with team members and clients, which this company refers to as explorers. So let's talk about the pay for this position. So while the pay is $15 an hour, again, this is 100% fully remote. You're not on camera. You're not really taking like call center calls. You're just taking live video calls from those that are blind or have low vision, and you're helping to interpret what they can't see. One of the great things about this company is that they do only require a high school diploma or GED equivalent. You must be a US citizen, as well as they would like if you have a private workspace with no background noise that is free from family, friends, pets, visitors, etc. A computer system that meets their technical specifications, so you can take a look at those there. They do have an aptitude test that you'll have to take, and they do have restricted states, and you can't be internationally based, so you do have to be within the US, and it can't be any of the states that they have listed there. While they do require 40 hours a week, again, this is a 100% flexible schedule, so you would just be picking your shifts, and then you must also work a minimum of 8 hours during the weekend, and that would be Friday 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Saturday through Sunday 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And those obviously are very large hours ranges, but you only have to work 8 hours of the weekend. So you would get to choose between Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And then the final thing I want to mention is that they do offer paid training as well. So this is a great 1099 position. It's not often that you get paid training with the 1099. So again, paid training, $15 an hour. Definitely take a look at the restricted states, but this is a choose your own schedule job. So if you're interested, you can scroll down to the bottom and click apply for this job. But for now, let's move on to the next one. So the next company I have for you today is through Worksby, and they are somewhat of a virtual assistant platform. Now, not just regular virtual assistants, they have a couple different categories, such as administrative assistant, executive administrative assistant, and senior executive administrative assistant. And so this company could be a great solution if you have experience as an office manager, administrative assistant, or any form of executive administrative assistant, and you're looking to have a more flexible schedule, because this company only requires 15 hours minimum per week, and you get to create your own schedule. And so right now, it does look like they only have 2 different positions available. They are hiring a sales representative, but then if you scroll up to the top here and click Get Started, it will take you to an application for an executive assistant where they're requiring 10 plus years of executive assistant industry and or relevant leadership support experience. They say it's a 1099 role. You must be able to dedicate at least 15 hours per week and you must have availability daily during the business hours of 9 to 5. There are no evening or weekend hours, and it does look like there's a few restricted states here, so take a look at those. But what I like about the positions that WorkSpe offers is that they only have that minimum of 15 hours a week. Now, I know that you can see that they expect you to be available during business hours, Monday through Friday, but again, with that 15 hours, you could log on for 3 or 4 hours a day, get your work taken care of in the morning or afternoon, and then be done for the day. And the other thing I like about this company is they are bringing the clients to you. You're not having to go on sites like Fiverr or Upwork and submit 100 proposals and not get any leads. You're not having to look on Facebook or market yourself at all. You can just apply to be an administrative or executive assistant through WorkSpe, and the rest is taken care of for you. Now, I did look at some pay on Glassdoor, and for the executive assistant role, it looks like they're paying an average of $74,000 for this role with a base pay of about $60,000. And so I really do feel that this could be an excellent solution for someone with an office or administrative background that doesn't want to be tied to an 8-hour-a-day, 40-hour-a-week type of schedule, and especially not the type of schedule that's required in some of the more senior roles like executive assistant and senior executive administrative assistant. This company also provides a lot of support to administrative assistants, and they do have that listed down here, such as finding, vetting, and pairing you with clients so that you don't have to hunt for work. They'll provide you support if you face any client issues. You'll be surrounded by a community of like-minded administrative professionals. They provide regular training, and they offer a respectable pay for the position and the experience that you bring to the table. So if you're interested in becoming an administrative professional with WorkSpe, you can click on this button here, but please do note they do have restricted state. Now let's move on to our next role. All right, and our next role is through Direct Interactions, and they are customer support outsourcing solution for companies. So some of the solutions that they offer for companies is customer care, technical support, chat, email, text, and social media support. So these are some of the jobs that you would be doing as a contractor for them. You would just be working for the companies that they work with. One of the first things that I want to mention on their homepage is that this company has been around since 2007. And I like that they point out that our agents enjoy flexible scheduling, which means more time to take care of what matters to you. This company is also based in Seattle, and they say here that they provide 100% remote contact center solutions staffed by U.S. agents. And their work-at-home opportunities include inbound and outbound calls, chats, emails, and more. And one of the interesting things about Direct Interactions is that after 60 days, you'll have the option for health, medical, dental, and life insurance. And so you might be wondering, is this really 1099 if they offer benefits? And good catch, because no, it's not a 1099, but I did want to include it because of the flexible scheduling. And as we'll get into some of these roles, you'll see that they just have a minimum hour requirement, but not a set schedule. So let's hop into this first role of virtual receptionist. So in this role, I immediately want to point out here, because like I was saying, there is no set schedule. So under shifts, it says the agent must be available to work a minimum of 25 hours per week, a maximum of 40, within the hours of operation noted below. So they are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They do have a concentration on 3 p.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern time. All that means to me is that they have more shifts available during this time frame of Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 8 a.m. But if you're living in the Pacific time zone, for example, that would be 12 p.m. to 5 a.m. So it does offer a variety of different hours depending on what time zone you live in. Now, it does say that holidays and weekends are required and they're determined based on client need and can vary. In addition, at least 8 hours per weekend are required. But this shouldn't necessarily deter you from applying with Direct Interactions, because they do still have just that minimum of 25 hours per week. So this could be a very flexible job. And as you can see down here, the pay is $15 per hour. It's a W-2 position, so there are benefits. The pay is bi-weekly, and all training and orientation is paid, which is definitely a bonus, as most 1099 positions don't have pay for training. So this being a W-2 with benefits, paid training, and being able to have flexible hours, I feel could edge out some of the 1099 companies in its own way. And then down here, they do have some technical requirements, such as a desktop or laptop. They do exclude quite a few things here, so no Apple or Mac, no tablets or smart devices, no mini PCs, Chromebook, Android systems. None of those are compatible. They do want Windows 10 or higher. It does have to be a US-based internet connection, hardwired, no Wi-Fi, satellite, or cellular allowed, and they want you to have a USB headset with noise canceling microphone. So let's take a look at one of the other positions offered through Direct Interactions. So the customer service specialist position is Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. At least 20 hours per week are required, but you get to select when you work. And then also 8 hours are required every Monday. So that's a little different than the last company where they were requiring 8 hours on the weekend. This one's requiring 8 hours on Monday. So this could be a great solution if you're still looking to have weekends off. And again, we've got the $15 an hour. It's a W-2 employee position, so you will get benefits after 60 days. Training is paid. Most of the same technical requirements apply. The only other thing that I want to point out in their technical requirements is that they do want you to have a smartphone that is less than 3 years old and is able to have their software installed on it for multi-factor authentication. And while they don't have a big list of states that they're excluding, they do not hire in California or New York at this time. So if you want to read more about what you'll be doing and what their requirements are, you can pause and read here. But for now, let's move on to our next company. So the last job I have for you guys today is through a company called Belay. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but here we go. They have jobs and we're going to look at them. So they provide solutions for companies such as virtual assistant services, accounting services, and social media manager services. They have been recognized as a great place to work from Inc. magazine, Entrepreneur magazine, the Atlanta Business Chronicle, and Flex Jobs. In addition, I like some of the things they have down here, such as remote careers are the future. And they say, we've always been proud to lead the charge in disrupting the status quo and how things have always been done. For too long, it was widely accepted that there were two options for work: full-time, in-office employment, and unemployment. Employment was binary and there was no in between. And down here, they talk about the benefits of a work-life balance. And because they're a 100% remote company where you get to make your own schedule, you could have the flexibility of picking up your kids after school every day, working at your own pace, or even alone on your own schedule. So let's take a look at their open positions. They do have a corporate positions that are a W-2 and full-time, but they do also have contractor positions. And so what we will be looking at is both the bookkeeping and the virtual executive assistant jobs. Now, I do want to say just right off the bat, the virtual executive assistant pays $20 an hour and the bookkeeping job pays $25 an hour. However, you're getting a lot of freedom and also flexible scheduling with these roles. So I do believe anytime you're looking at a 1099 role, the pay is typically always lower, but I feel like the trade-off is worth it when you're looking at being able to have work-life balance. So as you can see here, the bookkeeper position pays $25 an hour. They do have a little video about the job. There are state restrictions such as California, Montana, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. And they do have a list of what they're looking for and some of the job duties you'll be expected to perform. They do say a bachelor's is preferred but not required. They do want you to have experience in accounting or bookkeeping, payroll experience, and an in-depth understanding of QuickBooks. Now let's hop over to the executive assistant role. And so this one again pays $20 an hour. They do have state restrictions, but what I want to point out on this role is that a lot of the items in this job description would match those that an administrative assistant would perform and even an office manager would perform. And then as we scroll down here, it does say a bachelor's degree and experience working remotely is preferred. However, it does not say required. And then on top of that, they do want you to dedicate at least 15 hours a week. They do have some tech requirements here. They want you to have a smartphone with email capabilities. And then again, they mentioned this is a 1099 role, pays $18 to $21 an hour, and they don't require evening hours on this job. And so again, while these roles wouldn't necessarily be in the entry-level category, I still wanted to include them because these roles are easy to transition into from some of the more entry-level positions, and neither one of them has education requirements. And the last thing I want to mention, and we won't look at it today, but in case you do have social media manager experience, that role is paying $30 an hour. So if you want to take a look at that one, that is a high paying role and something you could easily transition into if you have a decent portfolio of other clients' social media that you've managed. All right, and the last job I have for you today, and this is kind of more of a bonus job. This is Mod Squad. You may have heard of them before, but I do like to include them because they are really a work from anywhere job. So a lot of the other jobs, although you'd be a contractor, they do want you to be based in the US. Mod Squad doesn't necessarily care. So they do have customer service type jobs, and some of the things I just want to note really quickly is you would be a freelancer, you get to work remotely. It says if your workspace is private, secure, and noiseless, it works for us. You get to pick your own projects, set your own schedule, and they say you can keep your day job. They don't care if you're a moonlighter, if you're a stay-at-home parent, student, or retiree. They provide customer support to many companies around the world, including gaming, e-commerce, and entertainment. And so you can scroll down here and click apply. And a couple things I wanted to point out on their application is that they do ask where you're a legal resident of, and they will base your pay off of where you're based out of. So if you're in the US, you could expect to make about $15 an hour. If you're outside of the US, you could expect to make about $11 an hour. They do have some tech requirements as well. They ask what your experience is. So if you're interested, definitely apply to Mod Squad. And that's all I have for you guys today, but if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe because I do post videos just like this every week. And if you're looking for a remote, entry-level, or mid-range job, you won't want to miss it.